back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about my personal top 10 McFarlane My Hero Academia wish list. So this is top 10 characters I would love to see in figure form. Some might be revealed knowing McFarlane. It seems like every week he's revealing new toys every week. So yes, I'm a huge fan of McFarlane. You guys should know that if you guys been following my channel or watching any of my videos. Speaking of that, I do have some of the figures coming in. I just got the shipment notice for them. Real quick, little housekeeping. The three Robins. For some reason, I don't know what happened. Amazon was supposed to ship them 2 days ago. It got delayed, and then I get a shipping notice saying that it might not come in. So I have no idea what's happened. That was one of the first times that ever happened to me, especially at Amazon. So they must have probably got lost in transfer or something. You know how they say, oh, we lost the package or whatever, or any of that stuff fell off the truck or something. I think it's bull crap. But anyways, so those are getting delayed. I was supposed to have the figure review out on those it was supposed to happen this week, but didn't get those in. But I do have another figure that I'm gonna show off, but that's for a future video. We're gonna talk about this today. So if you've never seen a My Hero Academia McFarlane figure, here is one of them, and actually a really cool, good looking figure is actually Bakugo. So he has done few My Hero Academia figures. He got 3 more. One of them recently revealed. Of course, he likes to do redos on them, resculpts or whatever. So we're getting another Deku, another Bakugo. He has a Bakugo in the UA outfit, but here is one of them. I have unboxed them on the channel. One of my biggest problems with these McFarlane figures is the weight. So as you guys can see, you try to raise the hand up and it just falls because it has so much weight, because he has the loud blast. Now it's actually a really good figure of this one as well. And then here is the Shigaraki. And yeah, as you guys can tell, love the arm, the hands going all around him. He has the hands around his head as well. Really love the design of these figures. Now, some of them could be a little bit better, like the Ida. So I think when it comes down to to any figures who nail it, I think Bandai really nails it when it comes down to the Banprestos, but they're kind of like miniature statues or whatever. But look at the design of these figures. Now, we could get premium figures like this in a My Hero Academia line. I think this would definitely nail it. I really love the head sculpts on this, as well as the whole costume. But this is more like polystone, like it says, like miniature statues, you know, because they're set in limited poses of whatever. But I would love, like, this to me nails Ida, you know. Now, if you could get Endymion with the actual helmet, would actually be pretty badass. But yeah, so that's the type of premium figures I wish we would have. But unfortunately, not knocking McFarlane, but we are getting these compared to like the Banprestos, which Banpresto do an amazing job. But like I said, they're like polystone statue, whatever you want to call those. But anyways, now I'm going to talk about my top 10 figures I like to see in the line. Like I said, these are my personal top 10 from the show's characters that I really loved in the show. So there is that. But my number 10, we're going to start off with my number 10, and that is Gang Orca. Now, I really love Gang Orca when they first showed them. I'm not going to talk about which episode they appeared in. Maybe I'll show like a in-shot picture of what episode they appeared in. But I really love his design. Like I said, it's an orca. Come on, it's an orca in a suit. Like, seriously, so badass. He is one of the strong heroes. He like I said, I'm not gonna go down his entire list of like which number he is. If you guys don't know anything about My Hero Academia, you know, it's they numbered. So All Might, you know, the main guy in the show, he was a hero number 1. He eventually lost that during his battle with All For One. which made him, which end up going to Endeavor. But we'll talk about Endeavor a little bit later. But Gang Orca to me is my top number 10. My number 9 is Snipe. Now I really do think Snipe fits with my McFarlane's style, because McFarlane likes doing the characters with the guns because of Spawn. He has the same kind of look as Spawn as well, and I think he'll pull off the cape, and the hat as well. I really liked him in the show because he is, as his name was in the show, he was Snipe, like he could hit targets from far, and not as deadly because it is a kid show at the end of the day. But if they wanted to I mean, it's hard to say that, right? Because they have a scene where Overhaul touched somebody and their whole head explodes or whatever. But I don't know. I guess they have their limits sometimes, technically, in the show. I don't know. But he is a really good character. He can neutralize people as well. I think he's a badass character, and I do think he's kind of like an Aaron Black when it comes down to Mortal Kombat. Pretty badass character, cowboy-esque, and I think that fits with McFarlane's style. So that will be my number 9. Down to my number 8. He is actually one of the strongest characters in the show, unless you have a quirk that has sunlight, or fire, I guess, with like Bakugo could beat him, because he have beat him before, which is Tokuyami. So Tokuyami is a badass character. I don't know if McFarlane would end up doing that, but I think it's a badass character as well. Like I said, he's one of the strongest. He uses shadow. The more darkness there is, the stronger his shadow is, because he has like a tail that's like another part of him. And if that darkness gets if it's super dark, like there's a scene in the forest where it gets super dark, which the villains in the show is absolutely amazing. I love the designs of them because they really test the hero's abilities. Like they take them to the deepest parts of themselves. And him in the show, there's a scene, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a scene where his shadow gets too strong, and it starts doing things that he don't want him to do, with just attacking his own friends. But like I said, man, he is one of the strongest characters in the show. I really would love a figure of him. So that's my number 8. Number 7, who could definitely be higher on the list, is let me see if I can pronounce this right. And Nasa Yoriyashi. Anasa Yoriyashi. He is so badass in the show. I really love it. He's actually a strong hero as well. As far as the kids wise, he's one of the strongest guys in there, because you got Bakugo, you got Todoroki, and then you got Yoriyashi, who did test his highs and the scores. He did show up in some of the exams, the exams are really definitely one of the cool parts of the show. But he is really strong, and he really hates Todoroki. But yeah, definitely would love to see him as a figure as well. And I'll get down to my number. What is that? To my number 6. So with my number 6, it would be Ectoplasm. I really love the design of him. Like I said, definitely one that is definitely my favorite. Not a lot of people's favorites. Probably won't even be on this list. But I really love the design of him. He has the ability to form shadows of himself, or clones of himself. He's really strong hero. I really love how he talks in the show as well. Like, he's so badass. I really love his whole design. And like I said, I don't think there's ever been a part where he revealed his whole body, but I really love the design, the face of him as well. He's a badass character in the show. And he's a professor, so he's actually one of the strong heroes as well. So now with my top 5. So when we get down to my top 5, of course, we're going to have throw in some villains in there. The best thing about Todd is Todd will give you the villains, not so many companies, for some reason, don't like to give you the villains as well. But since we're gonna talk about villains, we might as well talk about one of the top ones, which is Himiko Toga. Um, we definitely need one of her. I really love like I said, the Banpresto of her. I think the Banpresto nails it, especially the face, her whole design as well. But I think Todd could definitely nail this if he wants to. And this is the worst part about this Banpresto. You guys seen this? If you watch my older videos, you guys definitely know this Banpresto. I mean, her whole design of her, and then she has the knives, the pipe bombs, and Chad could definitely do reuses, especially with characters we have seen in previous waves from his DC multiverse. So yeah, definitely love to see her as well. Like I said, more female characters the better, in my opinion. So definitely love to see her, Himiko Toga. So with my number 4, of course, sticking with the villains, has to be Dabby. I love to see Dabby. He is strong as well. He has potential. We've seen some of his potential towards season 4, I believe. The end of season 4 with the League of Villains. Towards the end, when they attack Overhaul's transport truck, we've seen some of him, what he could do. He has the blue fire, and definitely fits with Todd's style as well, because he has the burnt arms, he has the crazy face. That's kind of like with some characters, like with Batman Who Laughs, or I mean, he could definitely mess around with some of those figures. I would definitely love to see how Todd would do Dabby. I think it'll be really, really interesting. But he is a strong villain, and I believe that was my number 4. So, with the last 3, we're going to talk about Overhaul. So, there's no way you can have villains without Overhaul. So, like I said, we already have Shigaraki, so you got to do the main guy who was in the mafia. This guy was literally in the mafia, so, and then he has a strong quirk. He takes Deco to his limits. He actually takes Lemillion to his limits as well. So, okay, I had to edit that part up because I just said a huge spoiler that I wanted to take out. So definitely definitely but yeah, so Overhaul is so badass. He is so dang strong. And yeah, he is one of the main villains on the show, especially with the later seasons in season 3 and season 4. So we already have Hero Killer Stain. He's definitely was one of the bigger heroes as well. So I can't wait to get that figure in my hands. But another one will be Overhaul, and you can't have, like I said, you can't have the villains without Overhaul as well. So yeah, he is my number 3. Now getting down to my number 2. And of course, I mentioned him a little bit earlier. You can't have any My Hero Academia without Endeavor. Like, we definitely need an Endeavor. I would love to see him in figure form as well. I like to see how Todd messes around with the flame effects as well. And as far as his costume wise, he's pretty simple when it comes down to it. I mean, he don't really have that much. Most of these My Hero Academia figures, they are pretty simple as well. Like with Shigaraki, all it is just black shirt, black pants, red shoes, and just the designs of the character. But with as you guys see with the picture and with the Endeavor, it's just dark blue with whites, a little bit whites in it, and the only thing you're really doing is messing around with the flame effect. So that's definitely one. You're definitely gonna have to see how that figure comes out, but we definitely need Endeavor, because Endeavor is one of the badass characters in My Hero Academia, and he is now the new number 1 hero. So definitely, if he continues down this whole My Hero Academia line, you're definitely gonna have to see Endeavor as a figure as well. And then now to my number 1. So my number 1 is definitely one of my favorites in the show, and that is Lemillion, baby. Like, there's no way we can have any My Hero Academia without my boy, My favorite thing about this boy, and my favorite thing about the band Presto is how his look, how his cape goes off to the side. Um, and yeah, so Mirio to me is one of the best. Just his whole design, he. Damn, I don't want to say without spoiling it. Huh. I'm not gonna say that part. I was just about to spoil it again without intentionally doing it. So yeah, I really love. He has the red cape. He has the whole million. The whole reason why he calls himself the million is because he wants to save a million people. Because he can't save them all. So to me, he's one of the badass characters in the show. There's a huge thing that I won't spoil that happens to him in the show, which is really unfortunate. But man, I really would love this figure. I mean, come on, look at this. How can you not look at this figure and think like, yo, I would definitely need a toy of that. He has the gold hair, the blue baby blue eyes, the mad face. He just looks like a hero, and that's why I really love this character as well in the show. And to me, this is why we definitely need a figure of him, because come on, it's Lemillion, guys. It's Togata. Who don't like Mirio Togata? What I love about My Hero Academia is I make everything sound, Spanish. Like I say their names like if they're Spanish, like Mirio Togata. So yeah, so that is my top 10. I would definitely love to hear your guys' top 10s down in the comment section. Tell me some characters you guys would love to see in the show. Maybe some characters that I missed. I do have a whole bunch of honorable mentions, characters that barely made the list, but these are, like I said, my top 10, and everybody's different. People like things that are different from what I like. And yeah, so hope you guys liked my top 10, but now we're going to talk about honorable mentions. Hey guys, so here is some of my top 10 that barely made the list. Definitely some I would take out of my some characters I would take out of my top 10 that I would definitely love to see. The reason why I didn't put some of these in here is because I'm not sure Todd would do those. It probably wouldn't fit with his style. Just like one of them, which is Gran Torino. I really would love a Gran Torino figure. He literally was All Might's mentor and Deku's mentor. So why wouldn't you want to see a figure of him? Well, because in the show he is so small. Like he's supposed to be a small guy, and so like tiny character. So like I said, I'm not sure Todd will get away with making a figure and actually selling it unless he includes it in a package and something else. So you can sell that, but you would have to sell it for cheap. And like I said, I don't think Todd would actually sell those characters as well. Um, one I would definitely love, but like I said, I'm not sure Todd would do it. There's a huge possibility he would do it, which is Momo. Definitely like to see Momo in the show. Momos are these characters that Shigaraki brings in. They're supposed to be like All Might. They're supposed to have the quirk to copy All Might to be just as powerful as All Might as well. And yeah, he takes them. They take All Might to the limits, man. They really messed up All Might in the world because they attack one of the exams. Actually, they attack UA, and it's crazy in the show. Like I said, if you guys haven't watched this show, I guys highly recommend it. If you guys aren't into anime as well, I think this show is a really good show to make you get on board with anime and to see what anime is about, because it just hops right in. It's great storytelling as well. The fights are amazing, and yeah, I'm telling you, you guys would definitely love this show if you guys are not really that big into anime. But yeah, Momo is definitely one. Shinzo definitely could have made the list as well. But like I said, not a character I would definitely see Todd making. Not too many people probably know who Shinzo was, or probably just don't want to figure him. But I think Shinzo would be a cool character as well. Best Genius. Now, Best Genius, I could definitely see Todd messing around with it because Todd, like, especially with the Batmans, he likes to give you these big, long batarangs as well, or the grappling hooks. So definitely with Beast Genius could definitely fit because he, like I said, as his name suggests, he's more of a retail guy. So his quirk is like um, a needle or whatever that shoots out. So pretty cool. Something huge happens to him in the show as well. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know what happens to him. Tommy Woods would be a cool one as well. So I really love the design of him as well. He's another one that has a really cool design and quirk. His quirk is, as his name suggests, Woods is basically trees. So that would be a cool figure as well. A villain that probably could have made the list but didn't is Mr. Compressor. So what he does is he's more of a magician. He likes to throw these balls at you. He can capture you in a small little ball, as you guys seen in the show. I'm not gonna say how he does it or what he does or who he does it to, but he's actually a pretty cool character, and he's a magician. Like, how can you not like a character that's a magician? But he's a bad guy, so there is that. Kurigiri. Now, if I'm butchering these names, I highly apologize. But Kurigiri is actually a cool one as well. He's a really strong character. He could warp between worlds. He could create portals. He could warp between the portals as well. So I really would love a villain as him. And if Todd just brings up these villains, man, I definitely would love to see him. He could have definitely made the list as well. And Mr. Compressor. Moonfish. Moonfish is actually not a huge character in the show, but he actually has an appearance in the show as a villain. And just the whole design of him is so badass. Like I said, he was in the Attack in the Woods. And yeah, I'm not gonna say who he fought in the woods, but just his whole design, his quirk, he got the blades shooting out of his hands. I mean, just his whole design, I think that would definitely fit with Todd's style. So I would love to see a character as well. Definitely one I'm about to butcher, Kendall Rapper. Kendall Rapper, I believe that's how you say Kendall Rapper. Huge one in the show as well. I think probably a character we probably won't see most likely, but I think he will be a cool figure as well. Yeah. Then Hound Dog. I definitely like to see Hound Dog. I think we didn't get enough of him in the show. I really love his whole design. He's sniffing around, and he's a dog. Like his whole thing is a dog. So definitely love to see him. And of course, 13. I would like to see number 13. I actually don't know the 13's like name in the show, but I just believe they call the character 13. And I believe it's a female as well. So, but I would love to see that character as well in the show as well. She was really strong, but something happens to her in the show as well. A lot of things happen to all these characters, but her is a huge one. You guys know what I'm talking about. Cementos is a huge one as well. He's one of the big main professors in the show, and he could, as his name implies, he could grab cement and throw it at you, and he could make these big, just tall walls and all that. So pretty cool character as well, Cementos. And last but not least is Midnight, Proxima Midnight. I would definitely love to see her as well. So like I said, more heroes, and she's a top hero as well. I believe she's top 15. I might be mistaken, but she's top 15 in the show, and she's actually one of the main professors on the show as well. So there is that. But yeah, that's all of the honorable mentions. So like I said, if I forget, let me know in the comment section who you guys like to see. Momo could have made one as well. Actually, I have her marked down. I never said why. I should have said her earlier, but Momo Yariyozi. I definitely butchered that. Yariyozi or something like that. Definitely would like to see her. She's actually in Class 1A with Deku and Bakugo and Todoroki. So I would definitely love to see her as a character as well. A lot of favorites is Froppy. Froppy could have made the list as well. I believe there are ones coming. So if you guys purchase the Ida or no, the Hero My Hero Killer Stain, if you guys purchase the Killer Stain off of Amazon, in the description, this was like happened months ago, but it still says it to this day that it says pop up as Momo, as the in the description in Amazon. So maybe we are definitely getting more waves coming soon. So who knows? But guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Like I said, if you guys like to see any more characters, let me know in the comment section who would you guys like to see as figure forms as well, or what costumes or would you guys like to see, like Deku having a certain costume, because he definitely switches out. A lot of these characters switch out costumes between the shows. Well, so yeah, guys, let me know which figure would you like to see. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did enjoy this, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe button. Helps the channel out tremendously and keeps me motivated to keep doing videos just like this. And that's it. You guys have a wonderful, amazing day, and see you guys